What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and once again I am here with
Gershwan
as we bring you yet another installment of For the Greater
WAAAGH. Just making sure that the window's there. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewers. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what Isaac Hahn did. He asks, can a guardsman become a space marine? And if so, what does a guardsman have to do to achieve it to be considered for being offered the full recruitment into a space marines? So most of the time, no. If you are part of an Imperial Guard regiment, that means that your planet or wherever you came from is in the authority, I guess, or like in the boundaries of the Adeptus Administratum. And the Adeptus Astartes have their own recruitment worlds, and they have to be separate because they're two separate entities. It's almost like saying, can a firefighter become a policeman or be recruited? Or I'm probably not going to know this though, but like, can a police department hire a recruit that is going through training for a did I say firefighter? Yeah, as like a policeman. And the answer is no. They have their own little thing, so you have to go to a separate academy. It's not like the same academy or anything like that. Like when you have like the Inquisition, the Tempestus Scions, and the Sisters of Battle, they all kind of come from the Schola Progenium. But that's not the case for Space Marines. However, there are situations where a Space Marine has done something, or an Imperial Guardsman has done something so heroic, and he's young enough that a chapter will pick him up and turn him into a battle brother.
Right, but most of the time, when you think of like, well, couldn't he have become like a really badass Space Marine? Or Solar Macarius, the one who led the greatest crusade across the Empire, Imperial-wise, to take planets? Wouldn't he be a better Space Marine? It's like, well, yeah, but I mean, the Imperial Guard needs heroes too. You can't just take all the best and put them as Space Marines.
Yeah, they're two separate lanes, two separate organizations, and they work independently from each other.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Not just that, but like, not every time does the process to become a Space Marine work. Yeah. Like, the success rate is really low. So to have like an aspiring champion for the Imperial Guard, instead of saying, well, your chances are slim, but hey, you could become something ultimately grandeur. Or you're really good at being an Imperial Guardsman, we can promote you and you could, lead your life this way, which, potentially you don't even have to die.
Yeah, and it's also very rare to even like come close to a Space Marine. You have to remember that a lot of Imperial Guardsmen see Space Marines as like things of myth and legend. I mean, they're demigods.
That's true. That's true.
Good question, though. And then, yeah, I think we answered all of it. Next one.
This one's by MFer Scatj. I think that's how you say it. Scatja. If all the armies in 40K attacked each other at the same time, Battle Royale style, who would win?
Tyranids, because based on the Battlefleet trailer, the Tyranids are consuming the entire galaxy.
And then at the end, when the Tyranids stand true, they unmask, and it's the Alpha Legion.
Dun dun dun. Next question comes from NVL. What does the name Sound Alchemist and Gershwan mean?
That takes us back way, way, way till we were Protozoa.
Yes. We were in the rookie stage of our evolution. So my origin story actually comes from the Sound Alchemist. He was eating Gushers while watching Usher, because we grew up together. We in the same neighborhood and everything. And as I came in to his house, he said, "Your name is Gersher," and that evolved into Gershwin, and then that to PG-13 for some reason, and then finally it settled as Gersh. And then in my hood rat days, I used to do some stuff, and I was the number one of what I did. So I attached the 1 to it, so it became Gershwan. And then your origin story.
He's like, yo, we're doing this YouTube thing. What do you want to be called? And I'm just like, I don't know.
And it
became Sound Alchemist. Not as intricate as this guy's, but
Yeah, mine is like a full-fledged origin story with like characters in it and everything.
Mine's like pick something, or I'm gonna pick for you. And it's like, it'll just be like your name with like numbers after it.
If you could change your name right now, what would you change it to?
Pig God.
Pig God?
No. I don't know why. I just thought about that.
It made me think of Invader Zim.
Yeah, I was thinking of the piggies. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Probably like Miguelito.
I figured you would, yeah.
Or Bridget B, but that's already taken.
Yeah.
Bridget B2. Or Bridget A.
Yeah. Next question.
It's not a question, but it's like the one on the left always looks angry and hurt inside. Hashtag sadness in his eyes.
What is your guys' left? So if we're looking at the screen here, it would be left would be you.
Yeah, I mean,
You look sad.
don't we all? It's 2020, man. If you aren't wallowing in despair, then it's like people ask you like, oh, where do you live? Like, oh, I live in the state of like California. I live in the state of like Michigan. I live in the state of despair.
Yes.
Rip.
Every single state, though, like this is how like media has become like nothing more than just like telling you how much you suck. But like it seems every single state has something terrible happening. You know, like the wildfires. You have like it wasn't the Michigan governor gonna get kidnapped and murdered by like right-wing radicals or some shit. So it's just always like, what's going on in the like? Basically, every state is Florida now, and it's sad.
I think things were always just as crazy, but now the media is just blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah, because it's an election year.
Hashtag The Purge. I haven't seen that movie yet, or those movies yet. Are they good?
Comment down below. This question comes from
You're
All
gonna
Might.
be like, no, just look outside, dude.
Yeah, and an arrow through the head. Why hasn't the High Lords ever tried to overtake the Imperium? Sounds like they should have at least tried once before. Yeah.
Not just once, but many, many times. When you think of the High Lords, they're not a stable group of people. Like, they get assassinated, they get taken down, they ally with Xenos attack, so it's a constant flux.
They get depressed.
They get repressed. They expand.
They have sex with each other and then give nasty offspring, which is why a lot of navigators are just hideous creatures. And the navigator houses are part of the High Lords of Terror. So yeah, it has happened. Check out our 40 facts on the Reign of Fire, the Reign of Blood. 40 facts on Goach Vandire.
The Assassins, because they have a tie with it.
Yeah.
The Minotaurs, they also have a tie with it.
Yeah, so it's been happening.
Yeah, they got their hands in a lot of things.
Next question.
This one's just A all the way to Z. 2 says, Cheech and Chong light?
Yeah,
Yeah, which one's which? Which one's your left?
Because one of, like, I don't know which one's Cheech and which one's Chong, but one of them was, like, cool and, like, always high, like, just chill.
Weren't they all like that? Well, no, the other one was
The other one was, like, animated, like, hey, man, like, I don't feel like either of us are like that.
Yeah, I think that's why he said light.
Oh, light. Like,
Zero
watered down.
0 calories. It's sugarless.
This question comes... Oh, we forgot to answer the question that the guy asked us yesterday. You remember? The top 5.
Yeah.
We'll do it next week, guy. Or dude.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering, we're going to be doing 5 tips to get into 40K.
Yeah. Anyways, next question.
This one's by blah blah. How do you get rid of Lucius the Eternal permanently? Because there's really no way to have him inadvertently be killed in a way that doesn't allow him to possess someone else, such as starving him out, shooting him into space, destroying the planet that he's currently in, etc. Yeah, that question about Lucius the Eternal is always one that comes up every so often, and it's interesting because, yeah, killing him will make you feel good about killing him, and in turn, you will slowly morph into him, and your face will just be another face on his plate armor. So in order to kill him, you have to kill him in a way where you don't feel satisfied, if it's a sentient being doing it. If he dies in any other way, I'm pretty sure Slaanesh will find some way to keep him alive, keep him going, or maybe even promote him into godhood. And I think if he dies in a way that nobody really kills him, that's not going to happen because GW is not going to let one of their named characters go out that way.
I was going to say, can't you just lock him up?
That is another thing. But again, having such a powerful named character not being used like that, I don't think GW will do that.
Yeah. That's true.
So the only way to kill Lucius is for GW to go bye-bye.
Yep.
And eventually it'll... Wasn't it you die twice? You die in real life, and the last time you die is the last time somebody speaks your name.
Or remembers you, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, because like if we think of big historical figures, you could pick anybody. Like, you don't really know who they were. Like,
That's
you know
true.
their name, but you don't really know like who they were.
Mm-hmm.
They become something other than what they are.
Right. And that's how gods are born in the warp.
Kind of, yeah. Similar to like the whole God, Jesus, Christianity thing, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there was a guy named Jesus. I'm pretty sure he did have disciples, and through the years it just became a god.
Right. And it's the same thing as like how stories are told word of mouth. Like, the more you tell them, the grandeur the story gets. Where it's like, oh, Dave over here, he killed a buffalo by like wrestling it. And it turns out, oh, he killed him in one punch. Oh, he killed him by just staring at him. Dave was a being that could kill just by looking.
Yeah. And that's how stories and myth is created.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we love, let's be honest.
That's true, yeah.
That's why I like reading the Bible. Because those stories are freaking crazy. This question comes from Terrell the Goat. Hey guys, I'm a big fan for years. Don't comment much because you guys have better knowledge on this than some black guy out in Philly. I don't see many videos of Chaos versus Chaos lore, like the demon prima donnas fighting each other in the warp. No, I clicked on it. Could we get a vid on that? And then he has this part 2, but let's answer the part 1.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they fight against one another. But the thing is, we don't know much about certain demon Primarchs. All we know about Lorgar is that he's meditating in a tower, amassing power. The ones we really do know about is Angron, obviously Mortarion, obviously Magnus, a little bit on Fulgrim, but that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah. And then when it comes to just 40K lore, it is being told in the perspective of the Imperium, for the most part, unless you have like a Tau Codex and it tells you, yeah. But so because of that, the main source of the record comes from the Imperial side. So a human would have to see two entities fight each other. Even when they describe the Immaterium, like the realm of chaos, it's always through the eyes of humanity. So we know for sure that Slaanesh and Khorne constantly battle each other. Like, they hate each other. And their greater demons are constantly fighting too. And I've even created a couple of videos that, yes, we do talk about that. So it is chaos versus chaos. Because it's like, what are they? I know it's a bloodthirster versus a keeper of
secrets.
Yeah. So that does exist. And I'll post it on the page or something. But yeah, the reason we don't get that is because it is through the Imperial point of view. And yeah.
Think of it as like one of those like horror movies where it's like shaky cam and they're like looking at it in that view. You're only getting that perspective. Because like there's probably so much more that we don't even fathom. Yeah.
And also, if you do want something like right now too, check out our 40 facts on. Well, I think it would be Karn the Betrayer, because his whole story started off with the World Eaters, which were Khorne Berserkers, fighting, I think it was Slaanesh, so the Noise Marines. And then he just went ballistic and killed his own guys because they both decided to, like, stop fighting. So, yeah. So that exists. Chaos versus chaos exists. It's just we don't really talk about it too much. And then he says, also, is there any Imperial weapon that can even come close to Abaddon's demon sword?
The Emperor's sword, probably. But even then, like, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know about the Emperor's sword and what Abaddon's blade is, skip ahead. 3, 2, 1, let's go! So I did a video covering this, and the blade that Abaddon uses is what they believe the original demon. And this guy cannot be killed at all. The Emperor tried and failed. And that just goes to show you that even the Emperor, at pretty much 100%, could not banish this demon, could not erase it from existence. So that shows you that as strong as any weapon has been in 40K, I don't think anything comes close to that. And that's pretty crazy to think about.
What about Farsight's blade?
No.
No? You didn't think so?
No. If the Emperor couldn't kill it, nothing can, I think.
That's cool. That's fair.
Because, I mean, Farsight's blade, whatever it kills, it steals the life of. But if it can't kill
the
sword, the demon, you can't take the life.
Lock it up, just like Lucius the Eternal.
Yeah, but even then, like, it can teleport. Like, because the Adeptus Custodes had this sword, and he was, like, protecting it. And even then, it, like, would manifest, like, over there. Or he'd, like, put it up in storage, and then he'd turn around, and it'd be, like, hanging on the wall or something, so...
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to say, love this channel for the wall. Thank you, man.
Thanks. That's nice to hear that.
It is.
One question for you, though. Is it always sunny in Philly?
Comment down below. Next question.
This one's by Dat1X. So, if the Primarchs never went through the Space Marine process, do they still have all their parts?
No.
Yeah, because they were made in vats. But, I mean, they have a mom, too, so...
They don't have a mom.
Yeah, remember? They got the... We talked about this the other day. In that one... I forgot the name of the book. But in the book, the Primarchs have a mother figure. Who's a really powerful psyker.
I thought that was just a theory, though.
It was a theory until they put it down in a novel.
What novel was that?
I'd have to look it up. I'm blanking on it.
That's
but yeah,
crazy.
The Primarchs have a mom.
What?
Mm-hmm. Forgot her name. I think it's like Ezra or something like that.
Lilith?
Was it?
I don't know. Just because I think that's how you connect it to like the biblical thing.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they have all their parts. Because, I mean, why would you put testes on a Primarch and just have it be like a huge weak spot?
Yeah.
That's why they got to absorb them into their body and store pee there.
Yes. In their hearts.
In their mind's eye. I see yes.
I see yes. This next question comes from Colin in Texas. How can any Space Marine fight a Primarch? I guess you're referring to Kaldor Drago fighting Perturabo. But you go on to say, when the Emperor found Angron naked and unarmed, grabbed a Custodes and tore him in half. No possible chance in hell, I say.
Yeah, because when you really think about it, there's been a lot of instances as like when Primarchs fight, it's almost like you can't really see what's happening. Like their movements are so quick and fast, kind of like an anime, like Dragon Ball Z, where like Goku and like Frieza are fighting, and all you see is like these sonic booms like appearing all over the place.
Even though they're like an Imperial Guardsman supposedly did manage to like break a chink into Horus's armor. So like the possibility is there. Like a Space Marine fighting against a Primarch more than likely is always gonna lose, but the chance is not zero. Like there's still a 0.00001%.
Kind of like an Endgame with Doctor Strange. It's like, oh, this is the one possibility.
Right. And that possibility might be that, well, I mean, in Kaldor Drago's situation, that's something different.
Yeah, his probability is like 99.9.
Yeah, because Matt Ward, nastiness.
But yeah.
Those were the questions for today.
If you guys have more questions, be sure to let us know down below, whether it's what's the best sandwich or who would win between an all-out royale of the battle. Primarchs.
Vulcan.
Probably. Dude can't die.
This is Gershwin.
Sound Alchemist, and we are out.